Gooch.
That is Keys. That over there is Big Chief Shawn. And this is the RogueHead Huddle. Keys, pay the bills. Oh, wait, that's your line. We
Right.
appreciate anybody that watches this content. Check us out on RGR. We're all there. We're on Twitter. Check out Big Chief Shawn's channel. I'm going to stop this one because we're going to do a lot of talking. So take this walk with us.
Right, yeah. And let's not forget, make sure you go check out Shawn on his channel. You can watch Gooch and myself on Shawn's channel as well.
That video will be up tonight.
Thank you. Go check that out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stephen Gooch. I love these dudes, man. It's an honor to be here with y'all. And that's right, y'all. They are on my 500 sub special. You can watch it later on tonight because it will be up tonight. We had a ball doing it. I'll always have a ball being with these dudes. Please follow my channel, Big Chief Shawn. If you're looking for me, hit football first, and it'll be the first thing you come up. I promise.
All right. We're hoping this is a little therapeutic for everyone, but and we're going to try to have some fun. But
if not,
I'm going to be real.
We don't care.
I'm going to be real and say that we're going to be real. So.
Well, at least they'll get the comfort of that, us being honest. Because it's hard being a Chiefs fan and being honest. Sometimes they don't walk the same path. You feel me? Like you want to say certain things like Chris Jones is overpaid. That would be saying something mean, but honest.
Oh, for those of you that don't realize, this is probably Big Chief's first sharing time on the huddle. He doesn't realize we do this normally.
Second time on the huddle.
Second time, yes.
Oh, second time. We're gonna have him on more, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, we're not laying any. We're not holding any punches. We're just gonna get right to it. Who's to blame for the loss versus the Bengals? The offense, the defense, players, or coaches? Is it the offensive side or defensive side? Is it the players or the coaches? And I'm just going to say this right now because this is the kind of show it's going to be. I'm going to put these on, and they're probably staying on the whole episode.
Sweet Jesus, the HGs have come out at the beginning of the... Oh, good Lord.
Look, I'm about to call my insurance adjuster. There's some real stuff going on right now. Okay?
This will be the quietest Gooch episode. This will be the quietest Gooch episode in 6 months.
I made sure my will in my house was in order. When Keys put on those glasses, no time to play. It's be a serious time.
Let me say this much, Gooch. I think there's a greater chance that you'll be less silent for this episode than the offense was the whole second half of the game.
Ouch. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that bet.
All right, who wants to go first and answer?
I don't know if you've met me. Hi, my name is Gooch.
Is that with 2 O's?
It is. It is actually. It's got the ooh sound.
Ooh. Oh my.
All right, I'm gonna take this one right off the bat because I already know Keys is gonna be
kill him, Gooch.
In his bag. So. Who is to blame for the loss versus the Bengals? Offense, defense, players, or coaches? And I'm going to say yes.
Yo, that's it. Problem solved. Next question. No.
The offense became anemic the whole second half. 3 points in the second half, 89 yards of offense. The defense is, who knows, Sorensen, Neiman, and a bunch of guys making business decisions with no hunger and no fire. Shawn made it a point in the beginning. Chris Jones had his hands on Joe Burrow not once, not twice, but 3 times. And somehow a 6'3" quarterback, 200 pounds, 230 pounds maximum, ran away from 6'7", 300 whatever pounds Chris Jones.
How? I don't even understand how. He's not even elusive. Keep going, Coach. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You brought me right there.
Players didn't have the heart. They didn't show any heart, and the coaches coached like they were in high school. No fundamentals, no basics, no, tackle. I mean, even if you just simply yelled, tackle the man with the football. Like everybody knows what that is. Rally to the guy and tackle, but you got Snead making business decisions all of a sudden, Tyron making business decisions. It seemed like the only guys that wanted to play on the defense were Bolton and Gay.
And Ingram.
And I'm going to leave it at there because I know the two on my either side have plenty to say, and I'm just going to agree because they're going to be right.
You want to go next? You want to go next, Keys?
You can go. You're the guest. You go, man.
The answer is heck yes, and it was offensive coaches. I want to put it on Mahomes. Of course, he melted. He melted down like a crayon in the hot sun. Yeah, he did. But if anybody's to blame here, it's the coaches. They turned off their "who gives a dang" button right when that second quarter started. You clearly seen it. Because you know what they did in that second half, right before the second half? They did that little magical play that didn't work with the Bills. You know, the one where they toss it to the side and hopefully that Tyreek's fast enough to go all the way around the score instead of just, going straight up the middle. I mean, you have to blame the coaches on this one. There is no excuse. We could throw Mahomes under the bus and we will more likely be right on anything we said. But it's surprising to me that when a man is averaging 7 yards a carry, he don't play the game no more. I don't understand the logic in that, nor to understand the logic of a coach who knows you're up by at least 11 points and don't play. You blitz when you don't need to blitz, and you play back when you don't need to play back. You let them back in the game. It's like there's a whole bunch of coaching don't care. And you want to yell at the enemy? I don't even know who to yell at. I just want to walk into the coach's room and just yell at all of them just in tandem. I really want to blame the players, and there were a lot of things that players did, but those coaches decided to go, hey, let's not do the most efficient way to win. You ran off clock for a whole 4 minutes at the fourth quarter to kick a field goal. Let me repeat that. They burned off the clock in the fourth quarter of the AFC Championship for 3 points. So you scored 21 points in one half, 3 in the second half. That's purely coaching. Mahomes will do whatever. If Andy Reid told Mahomes he could float right now, I guarantee you we'd be seeing him flying over there with a Goodyear symbol on the side of his body. But all of a sudden now and then we'll get on. I know we're going to get on the defense later, but right now, if I have to really put one down, it's offensive and coaching. It's definitely the offensive and coaching. There's no way. And I know a lot of people want to divert to the defense, and it feels good to do that because they were there too. But I know the defense was there. Funny enough, I didn't know our offense was there. That whole second half, you could have sat them on the sideline, and the same result probably would have happened because it felt like that's what they were doing, sitting on the sideline having Cheetos. I was eating a Cheeto looking at Patrick Mahomes like, why are we eating the same things? This is weird. Looking at Andy Reid, I thought he was looking at the playbook. He's actually looking for hamburger menus. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, down to the nitty-gritty, dude, it was all coaching, bro. Because there's no way the coach was like, this passing thing's not working. You know what we should do? Let's pass it some more. We'll get it right this time. Or you could just hand it to McKinnon, whose feet were on fire. I swear I could see some of the grass burning from under his toes because he was so ready to get back out on the field. But I was like, nah, that's okay. Just chill. Like, there is no excuse for that. There's none. There's no excuse for that. We could throw him out. Like I said, we could throw Mahomes under the bus. He did melt it down, but maybe he didn't melt down that whole first half because we ran the ball. Not a coach, just guessing. But it seemed like every time he handed off the ball, we did a nice little play action, beautiful pass. Second half, no running, no beautiful passes. I don't know. Not a genie. Not Mother Cleo. I'm trying to figure it out myself. My God. That game hurts. That game hurts so bad. That coaching hurts so bad. It's how'd y'all go to a Super Bowl caliber coaching to I would not let you let you coach my niece for nothing. Like it is purely on coaching. I'm putting up here on coaching keys. 100%.
Yeah, you know, I think if it hadn't been for Jet Wasp, is that the play?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. I think if that play hadn't got completed, I think that a lot of Chiefs fans would have kind of a different understanding and perspective of things right now. It's like people get angry during the game, and not us, right? I'm talking about there's a certain segment of the fan base that gets angry during the game about all these bad things that are happening. And then once the game's over, as long as the Chiefs completely, like they develop amnesia, and all of a sudden they don't care anymore, as long as the team wins. And so team is all that matters anymore. But like if you think back to the Super Bowl against the 49ers, it was the last 7 or 8 minutes of that game that we finally came back. Like the second quarter, middle of the second quarter through midway through the fourth quarter, we were getting our butts handed to us. And the reason that that was happening was exactly what you said, Shawn. It was Andy saying that exact same thing. We're just going to keep doing what we've been doing over and over and over again. We didn't do anything special to help out Eric or Mitch with Bosa and Ford and the defensive tackles that the 49ers had in that game. And for most of the game,
Armstead.
It was Armstead and
Armstead, Ford, Bosa, Buckley.
DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now with the Colts. Right. And so that game, our offensive line, not as good as the one we have now, but obviously, in my opinion, Fisher and Schwartz at that point were better than the left tackle and right tackle we had this year.
Yeah.
But interior offensive line we have this year way better. But the point is, they weren't really doing much to help out the offensive line against the 49ers defensive line. They kept doing the same thing. We're just going to keep doing it, and eventually we're going to break one. And we did, and I think that kind of only reinforced their stubborn, arrogant attitude of it's okay to do that. Last year we saw the Super Bowl plan that Spags and Andy had just completely did not work. It was recycled garbage from week 12 that didn't even consider the second half of week 12. And you added in with this game. And if we hadn't won the Super Bowl against the 49ers, I think you have a lot more negative to say about the coaches. Because this team has gotten progressively worse each playoffs that we've been in. We went from winning a Super Bowl, the next season we lose a Super Bowl very embarrassingly, and then the next season we don't even get to the Super Bowl because we're allowing a comeback win. And I'm with you, Shawn. Like, there's no reason we weren't running the ball more. The second half possessions were punt, interception, punt, field goal. That was it. Punt, interception, punt, field goal.
And that's that's one of the things. That's why I want to say is coaching, because it's easy to throw the player under there because the players are out there. They're the ones making the plays happen and all that kind of stuff. And I get that, but attitude reflects leadership. Feel me? And the reason why we haven't been the dynasty that we deserve to be is because Andy Reid don't have the killer instinct. Is he a great coach, elite coach? Yes, I will Never say he is a bad coach. That would be a lie, 100% a lie. But if you tell me that he has that same instinct like a Belichick, we're having a whole nother conversation. Because right now, that's what we needed for this year, every year of the Mahomes era. Like you said on my video, which all y'all should watch. Like you said on my video, if Belichick had the team, if Belichick was our coach right now, we would already have a dynasty. Right now, there would be no excuse for it. He wouldn't allow something as silly as a run game to distract him of greatness. And that's the one thing as Chiefs fans, I think sometimes we forget is that, like I told you before, a lot of fans say that we're greedy because we don't win them all. That is the dumbest way to think as a fan. You always want your team to win. That would be the same equivalent of having a fan who's a Bears fan, having nothing but 85's memorabilia all over and just happy with that. There is no fan happy with just 85. There is no Seahawk fan happy with that one championship. None.
For the Bears fan that actually is happy with that nostalgia and all that, we're not talking about you.
Yeah.
We don't want you to feel singled out.
If you happy with that one title, that is fine. That's bully for you, 100%. But me as a fan, I want to feel what the 49ers feel. I want to feel what the Patriots feel. I want to feel what the Steelers feel, the Dallases. We deserve to see multiple championships. We have the team. But somehow the coach don't want that to happen. Like, I'm not saying he's doing it on purpose. What I'm saying is to have all this resource, you have a kingdom right in front of you. And somehow all you want to do is build a cottage. It makes no sense. Like like that second half blew my mind. No frustration, no anger, nothing. Just, oh wow, that didn't work. That's what you get out of that, bro. Hold up, we was just up 21-3. Your mindset should have been like, you should have been the fat coach from Space Jam. Crush them. Just don't give them. Break their spirit. That's what he's so friendly. He ends up more like Santa Claus than Krampus. And we need Krampus. We need people to just destroy your whole holiday. But he didn't want to do that. He laxed up. And once again, he does the same thing he always does. And that's the only reason why I can only put it on coaching. Because you could, like I said, you could throw that to Mahomes. But why did you give Mahomes that play? Why didn't you just go, hey, buddy, you did your due. Let the haters hate. Let them talk about how you didn't throw nothing. Because let's keep it real. The Super Bowl, Mahomes didn't do that great. Right? I mean, let's just keep it real. Who saved the day? Damian. Period. You know, I was one of the one people in the beginning that was like, oh, yeah, Mahomes deserves that MVP wipe off shoulder. He deserves it. But a buddy of mine is like, I think Damian deserves MVP of the Super Bowl. I'm like, for what? He's like, but did you see him? He did run over 100 yards, had some good receiving yards, nailed the coffin in the game, too, for 40 yards. Thinking to myself, like, he's right, though. There were a lot of 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 7s that Damian got us out of. Not Mahomes, Damian. When he threw those picks, who helped burn that clock down? Damian. And now this is the same thing happening again. We had the running back about to kind of outshine our quarterback, and somehow that was thrown out the window. Because let's keep it real, y'all. McKinnon was killing them. He was destroying them. Every time we saw that boy run, he step, gone. Another 10 years, 5, 8, 7, 5. He's shredding them. But somehow it's got to go to coaching. And then it makes it worse that our coach has that perfect little thing he always says, this was on me and me alone. This is my fault. Bro, there's only so many times. Now I get what the Philly fans used to say. I know we got the Super Bowl out of him, but now I get what Philly fans say. Because it's probably the same thing he said then. After every NFC championship failure. This is what and it's like, people, if a lot of fans right now are going to be like, oh, y'all hating and y'all not respecting the Super Bowl ring. And yes, that's the whole point. We respect it so much, we know you can get more. That's why we used to. It's all right to not give any. It's okay to give Andy Reid crap, but everybody loves to give D Ford crap, right? Because that's what we all do in droves, in lines. Hey, D Ford, you messed up our dynasty. Well, maybe it's Reid messing up our dynasty now, because he's sure not playing like he wants one. This was the opportunity to show the world. No. It's a dynasty. Y'all sleep. Dominating that game against the Bengals would have shown the world, no, this is our turn. No. I'm going to show you I'm as good as Belichick. Watch this. But what did he do? He just stood there, let it happen. Didn't rally the troops in the second half. Didn't tell them, hey, a lot of people ain't going to get shined. This is not about you or one person. It's about the team. Nothing. How dare you come out of your way and have this cool saying of the Grim Reaper and then forget that cool ass saying, excuse my mouth, and forget that saying the second half. Because now people bought t-shirts, and I was out there because I do my videos. I'm out there doing my videos, seeing people in Grim Reaper outfits, and people got the shirts. That video that I'm editing right now for that AFC Championship game. You know how many people said that catchphrase to me? It droves. If it's Grim, be the Grim Reaper. I'm like, yeah, that is cool. What happened to the Grim Reaper then? How do you have that kind of motivation that game, but don't have it for this one? I know I've been going too long. I've been going too long. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to be fair to Andy.
Don't ever apologize. That was amazing.
I don't try to go, to one extreme or the other, and we're all mad. So first off, I want to say
it's a vent. We're venting.
Anybody out there, listen, be a fan and processes however you want to. I'm sick of fans that are throwing out all kinds of labels for Chiefs fans who are struggling to process this, and they're processing it how they know to.
Right.
Like be yourself in processing it.
Right.
I'm not gonna judge anybody on that. We all have to process, a loss like this however we want to. But I do want to go back and say, and I think that was a legitimate argument for Reid in the past, but I'm not sure the killer instinct thing. I'm not sure that I can say it for the playoffs because we saw the clips of the Steelers game of him telling the guys to get greedy, to not let up, to keep scoring. And we saw the same thing in the Bills game. They were passing because they were being aggressive. And in this case, the problem was that they were passing too much. And it's weird to say because usually we're arguing, that Andy's running too early, right? That he's trying to run out the clock too early. Well, in this case, the issue that from what I've seen is that we were too predictable in the second half on offense. We were running on first down, and the Bengals were playing for the run on first down, and then we were getting into second and medium or second long, and we were passing, and that's when they were dropping 8 guys in and spying Pat, so he didn't have anywhere to throw to. And so this is where I am going to agree with you, though, because I think even to the extent that it's the player's fault, the coaches still have to take responsibility for that because they didn't listen. Patrick was not put in a situation to succeed in this second half because the offensive coaching staff did not make the proper adjustments. The Bengals were keying on the run on the first down. They were keying on the run any down where we had a short distance to go. And anything else, they were keying on the pass. They were dropping 8 most of the time and spying Patrick. They had a great second half plan that they no doubt got because they watched what happened to the Bills. So they were the beneficiaries of getting to watch a much better defense lose to the Chiefs. And to me, it lies on the offense for that reason because they didn't realize what the Bengals were doing. It goes back to another issue that we've all had with Andy Reid since he's been here. Not that, he runs the ball too early or that he's not aggressive. I think he actually was doing those two things to a fault this game. The issue early on, right, first downs. They did get away from the run, though. They could have been doing draws. They on second and third down. They're saying they should have been doing more pure play action. And so, I think that's the issue. But I think the bigger issue was one that we've talked about many times before as Chiefs fans, and that's that they didn't make second half adjustments. Andy Reid and his staff are incapable of making in-game adjustments. You can fight me on this. I will die on this hill. Great at pregame adjustments. Great on bye week adjustments. Great on halftime adjustments. In-game adjustments are nowhere to be found, and that's the problem because we had a lead, and the Bengals hadn't made defensive adjustments. So Andy had no idea at halftime what offensive adjustments to make yet. He wasn't seeing what they were doing. So when they came out with their halftime adjustments, a coach that's incapable of making adjustments in a game was unable to make adjustments, and the offense suffered for it.
Yeah.
This has been the problem in these wins where we've had a lead. And so you're right. When Reid gets out and he says the same thing, it's on me, it's on me, it's on me. I've had relationships with people like this. Don't tell me you're sorry. Don't apologize to me. Just make it right and do better. You're not showing me. Andy Reid is not showing me he's growing as a coach in this area. He's not showing that he can make offensive adjustments. He's shown that he can lead men. He's shown that whatever he does throughout the week in practice, for the most part, well, at least before this season, right? Because this whole season, for the most part, was an utter crap show. But before this season, that he can do things right. He can get teams into the playoffs. He can get teams. He's gotten this team into the AFC Championship game numerous times. But he still has faults that are becoming more and more detrimental to this team. And so, he's got to do a lot of soul searching, in my opinion, and he's got to be a lot more humble than he's been and a lot more willing to learn. And for me, they got to bring somebody in who's not just a yes man, someone who's willing to metaphorically slap him over the head or to shake him and tell him to stop being stupid. Kind of like the end of The Water Boy, where his dad shows up, since and wants him to go to the NFL and make the money.
Don't be boy.
Exactly.
Take the money.
Andy needs someone like that to tell him, stop being stupid. But yeah, so for me, even to the extent it's the players, it's the coaches, because like you said, they're the ones who have to wake the players up. They got to get them motivated. This team has started flat often. To me, coaches got to do a better job of having their players ready to go from the beginning. And there was I forget who it was now, but there was a big time like sports trainer out there who was talking about teams doing their pregame warm-ups and not doing them well enough, so that when their players actually start the game, they're too amped up to go. Well, what team does that sound like that we've witnessed the last 3 years? Sounds like Mahomes to me. Sounds like the receiving core to me, and so maybe there's something to that. I think they have to fundamentally look at every single thing that they've been doing and try to get better at it. So I'm going to stop now. Gooch, you need to say something. You need to respond. We need to hear from you.
I said at the beginning of mine, I answered mine quickly because I knew the two of you I was going to agree with, and y'all would be able to get it out better than me. So just next.
It's just so frustrating to see that, people like, you say what you want about Belichick, but that dude made Mac Jones, he might have pissed off Mac Jones. But he's like, brother, you see this run game? Do you see it not failing? That's what we're doing the rest of the game. You can cry about it. You can whine about it. You can punch your pillow. Go to a Chuck E. Cheese. I don't really care. We're going to run the ball the whole game. Deal with it. That's exactly what our coach should have looked at Mahomes and said, bro, the pass game's not working. It's not going to happen. We about to do this. You're going to have to get over yourself. We don't have it. I don't care what you got to say. You can tell this to Kelsey. You can tell this to Hill. This is happening. Mahomes and Hilaire are going to finish the game off. We're going to walk off in the sunset of about 14, and we're going to be the baddest team in the NFL. No. Just keep doing what you want to do, man. It's all right. It'll work out eventually, even though that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, especially with different results.
Now I got two things to say. One, when Shawn was talking about we need a coach like Belichick, what he means is when they accused him of cheating and he went on an FU tour and he blew every team in the league out going 17-0. Yeah, he lost the Super Bowl, but y'all didn't accuse him of cheating that year because he was whooping y'all 44-17. And for the Happy Gilmore reference, when he was telling Mike Jones we're going to run the ball, remember that coach on the sideline during the final game? He just showed his ring.
Yeah,
that'd be Belichick. When he's like, "We're going to run the ball nonstop."
You sure to do that, coach?
And he just hold up that Super Bowl ring and go, "Get out there, hand the ball off."
That Gooch, that is the perfect reference, my dude, and that goes off exactly what my dude Keys just said, right? What was that thing you just said, right? If we needed his problem is what? Adjusting, right? That's what you said. What happened in that movie, right? When Coach Bayou saw that. Oh, they're bringing in a water boy like that? I got an idea. That sounds stupid, Coach. He's kneeling. Why in the hell is he? Oh, I get it. He's taking the water boy out of the game.
Right.
That's what a coach would do. That's adjusting. Okay, that's their best player. We'll just kneel and take him out of the game completely. We're already up. So why everybody's like, that's cheap. No, I'm trying to win the game. Screw y'all. I'm not your friend. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your pal. I'm not trying to get you a new job. I'm trying to be great myself. Because that has to, any real, I'm not saying that Andy Reid's not a man or a coach or anything like that, but I'm just saying in my perspective, me, if I were somebody who keep putting these people in my fold, and every time you leave me, you do greater than me, I'm done. I would not coach anybody else better than me. I would not make you better than me. Because Peterson left and was like, see, that quick, Randy, you playing. How would you allow people who have been under you to succeed before you? That is ridiculous. That'd be like Bruce Lee teaching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar his martial arts style and Kareem going, nah, you could have punched like this instead. Like, that's not how this works. You are the best. Be the best.
You won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
Do you need to say any more than that? Nick Foles, man. He's like, oh, I'm gritting this one. Look at McVay. Regardless of what you want to say about McVay, he was genius enough to get back here, and he about to win it.
Right. He's younger than me, and they're now playing in their second Super Bowl.
Second. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's the kill instinct. What I'm talking about with Reid. He is a brilliant, amazing man, coach, all that other stuff. But if you want to be a winner, that's why it's called a Mamba mentality for a reason. You have to be like that if you want to be the best. Period. Jordan didn't make a lot of friends. That's for a reason. Because he was the best. He was like, you know what? Being this good, it's going to have people hate you. That's why we all hate Brady. We hate him a whole bunch. Cheating or not, he still won those rings. And we hate him for it. But that's success. That's what it is. With the greater your success, the greater your hate. This is why the whole league hated Mahomes, because he's so young and he's already doing it. But if he would have just added more, the hate would have always been drowned out because he would have been one of the best. This is why I don't understand. Reid, you had more than just a Super Bowl on the line this year. You had the ability to be a legend more than what you are. Like, beyond that, you could have made Holt one of the greatest of all time already. Better than Rodgers, better than Roethlisberger, better than Russell Wilson. You could have put him way above them. You are already getting talked to being as good as Belichick, but now with this, how can they do that? How? Your boy's only 26. I mean, Holt's only 26, and his confidence is destroyed. He got embarrassed on live television the worst possible way ever. And this one, like the Super Bowl, where he gave it all he had. We clearly see he melted. And that's because the coach didn't, hey, man, you got this. We're not messing around. I see you having problems. Let's run that ball. Let's slow down and focus on this. Like you said, no adjustment. Just let the dog chase the wheel, no matter how far he goes. It's
Yeah, you know, for all the talk about Joe Burrow being the next Joe Montana or Tom Brady, whatever it is right now, you know, and wherever people put him, top 5 quarterback this year, top 10 quarterback this year, whatever they say. And, you know, I'll argue with you because, you know, he's got receivers that can do things and Mahomes' receivers can't do. And that's no slight to Tyreek or anybody else, but he's got boys that will go up and get the ball. So, you know, I've posed this that, you know, what if Spags did what Cincinnati did and started dropping 8? You know, what would happen? Well, I think Cincinnati would still be fine for 2 reasons. One, you know, Burrow has his throw it up and let him jump up and catch it game. But 2, you know what Joe Burrow has? He has the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL on his team, and Joe Mixon.
weird.
And they're still scoring points. They were still passing. He was still doing great passing. And so and I've said this, if Spags made the same adjustment, right, what would the Bengals have done? You know, Zach Taylor, you know, he hasn't been a head coach for 22 years like Andy Reid. Andy Reid's been an overall coach for a lot longer, right? Way, way, way more years. And Andy Reid's been to 3 Super Bowls, right? And he's been to what? 8 conference championship games, 4 with the Eagles, 4 with the Chiefs. But you know what Zach Taylor would have done if we had adjusted and we started dropping 8 into coverage and spying Burrow? Hand the ball off to Mixon. Hand the ball off to Mixon. Hand the ball off to Mixon. Hand the ball off to Mixon.
I mean, let's put it in this perspective. That game went so messed up. People actually think they actually threw that game.
Yeah. That's an absolutely great point. It was that ridiculous that there are a
Shaggy
growing
Shane.
number of people that legitimately
Shaggy
think
Shane.
that.
Talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, but actual people think that they threw that game.
Shaggy Shane's initial reaction was that Mahomes didn't want that he played like he had been paid off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you already believe stuff like that, and then you see a game like this, like if if you already believed it even a little bit, and you saw a game like this, it would certainly cause you to think so, you know. So, I mean, I'm not going to judge people like that, you know, that harshly, because, like I said, you know, if you actually believed it a little bit before this game's not going to convince you otherwise.
Yeah. I was even almost that angry that I thought so myself. I'm not going to even lie. I had to calm down a little bit, you know, making those kind of assumptions. It's just the way it happened so quickly. It was basically a longest yard, and we were dealing with Adam Sandler's character in the movie, where he's just throwing the ball away, and like it was crazy.
Right.
All right, we appreciate anybody who watches this content, whether religiously or passing. Go back, check out all the other stuff on RGR. Me and Keys with the huddle, Big Chief Shawn over there with the tailgating, and check his channel out. Subscribe. That man has over 500 subscribers. We're trying to get him to 1,000 or more and keep going. We've got the live stream. We've got the live stream Q&A on Monday, Chief in the North on Thursday. Game plans, the draft is coming. Ryan is on Locked On NFL Draft. He's on Locked On Chiefs. I think he has his own brew. Check out the RGR store. Get you a hoodie and a mask. If you're not a member, become one. Join the Discord. Me, Keys, Big Chief, the Mod Father's in there. He also does the Picks Pool on the channel. We're all there. I'm on the Twitter. Big Chief Shawn's on the Twitter. Keys is on the Twitter. Ryan's on the Twitter. We're all there too. If you have any questions or anything like that, like, comment, share, subscribe. Obviously to me and Keys in the Huddle, to Big Chief. Again, I'm gonna keep pushing Big Chief. You know what I'm saying? He's there. Check him out. It's great content. I watched some last night. It was amazing. Above all else, make sure you tell somebody you love them. We're all serious about that. It is never too late to give somebody their flowers. We prefer you give them to them while they can still enjoy them.
Yep. I'm going to make one correction for you, Gooch. All right, everybody out there, Gooch is on the Twitter because he's an old man. Shawn and I are young enough that we're just on Twitter without the
We're
the.
on Twitter.
Twitter.
Not the
Not the Twitter.
Not the Twitter. I'm surprised Gooch hasn't said I've twatted before.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We want to thank Shawn again for being on the show. We hope you guys enjoy this. Again, go check him out. And that's all we got for you guys on these episodes. Peace out.
Peace.
Catch you in the next one.
Get some popcorn.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.